Shalom, shalom. Let me make sure I'm on. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Had some technical difficulties, Satan trying to take me out, but we back. Shalom, KDC, shalom, brother. Y'all about Shema Shai, about Shem Kakadash, Brakatah. Y'all saw you in the elders in the premiere, the first one, man. Beautiful. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all here, man. Before I start, I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, by Hashem, YAHAWASHI, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to my elders, to the great millstone, taught me the truth through the spirit. Honor to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. Hey, brother, that's just the spirit. That's just the spirit, it's time to do it. Because Vocab Malone, he's been constantly bickering and talking and trying to get on, to try to debunk the Israelites, to try to say that Edom done away with. Shalom, Yerami. Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Hakadash, Baraka Tha. All right, Baraka Thumb to you all, brothers and sisters, who all you may be, right? And I gotta kind of be careful with my words, because you know how Edom is. They will try to flat me, whatever the case may be. But let's get right into it, all right? Right here it says Herod was an Edomite that had adopted the customs of the Jews. Whenever you see the word Jew in the New Testament, pretty much speaking of Israelites, because at one point they wasn't able to differentiate who we all were according to our tribes, our respective tribes. So then they pretty much bolted us together. You got to remember, Northern Kingdom was already pushed out. So it was on the Southern Kingdom. And they knew Judah was the head tribe of the Southern Kingdom, so they just called us Jews. All right? Anyways, Herod was an Edomite that had adopted the customs of the Israelites. In the past, the Edomites were ancient enemies of the Israelite people, but they no longer were relevant as a people during this era. Now, the only reason why I'm reading that, because if you look down, it says AmazingBibleTimeline.com. So this is information that's biblical. All right. And like I like to say, the reason why they took the Bible out of schools because the Bible and history will correlate. They will cross each other like a Venn diagram. All right. Now, continuing on to my next tab, I had to restart my computer so everything started back up. All right. This is and according to the first century historian Flavius Josephus, born in Jerusalem 30 through 100 AD, King Herod was from Esau's lineage. Now I remember Elder Apostle to how you always say it. Josephus he was an Uncle Tom. He was an Uncle Tom, but the Lord put the spirit on him to be the Uncle Tom so that we can have the information that we have today on our people during the time they were under the siege of the Edomites, who will call themselves the Greco-Romans. And I have a book here, all right, on Flavius Josephus, The Great Roman Jewish War, all right? As you can see right here in this book. I also have another book here, The Jews Among the Greeks and Romans, the Diasporan Source Book. Hence, you notice they used the word diaspora, right? I wonder who King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella dispersed from Spain during the early stages of the Renaissance era. But I guess that wasn't us, right? But anyway, so we know, even from his history itself, secular history, that the so-called white man who would claim to be what? Who would claim to be the Greeks and the Romans, that you will be descended from Edomites then. You know how they love to pick up, Alexander the Great. I'll call him Alexander the Creep or Alexander the Freak, whatever you want to call him. But they will call him a so-called white man, a Caucasian, right? Well, biblically, historically, you come from the tribe of Edom, all right? The 12 Seasons is also a good book to get. The water for that. I remember there was a term the elders used to speak about the year of the 4 Caesars, where they couldn't even go a whole year with having the Caesars because they kept killing each other off, right? The water, I'm gonna keep an eye out for that one too. Now, since people don't want to go into secular history, like I said, YouTube, this is just based upon history. This is no anti-Semitism because I'm Semitic. All right, I'm descended from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But this is also in the Bible too. Now, if you go to like Matthew, the second chapter, the sixth verse, the word Herod will be there. I think no, the first verse. I think Herod will be there. But just go to the word Herod is in the Bible and go back to the blue letter, go back to the Strongs. I'll give you the Strongs right here because I also have a Strongs book over there. I'm not gonna get that. On Strongs G22 and 64, right here. Shalom, Shalom, Caesar Gomez. Yahawah Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Kakadash Barakatah to you. The name of a royal family that flourished among the Jews, Israelites, in the times of Mashiach, we won't say Christ, and the apostles. Herod was the Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. So right there, even in the Bible itself, it says that Herod is descended from the king of Edom. So who was ruling over us during that time? Esau was ruling over us. But I mean, they wanted to call themselves the Greco-Roman Empire, you know? It was a reason why they would always call themselves another nation but themselves. We'll get to that a little later. But this is what I will say to you right here. Right here it says, I'm sorry, forgive me. King Herod the Edomite. History affirms. History. I hope y'all can see that. Let me make the screen a little bigger for y'all. All right. Pardon. King Herod the Edomite. History affirms that the Herods were the Edomite family who reigned over Israel during the time of YAHAWASHI and the early Christian church. All right. This took place when Julius Caesar in 47 BC appointed Antipater, the son of the Edomite governor of Edom, to be the ruler of Judea. So that goes back to the water brothers. So that goes back to when what's his name? Elder Apostle Har had a first premiere going on. Then he dropped the second one saying GMS, pretty much went in on Vocab Malone. The brother KDC, he was in the first premiere. But I started watching some of the I started listening to some of the second premiere before I started getting this one ready for y'all. And I heard how Vocab Malone almost said, Esau wasn't around back, and then he stopped. Because Elder was talking about during the time we was crossing the Gulf of Suez to go into the garden or the Garden of Zen or whatever it was called, right? So back then they wasn't going, and they wasn't going during the time we was on the scene because Herod was an Edomite. So that lineage still lives on to this day. Because how the hell can you speak for the people that came out of the Renaissance era? All right, they're so-called white people, they're Caucasians. All right, how can you speak for them? All right, because they are the Edomites, okay? Even though Salaki, I can't show you your scripture on the screen, but I'm gonna read it though. Matthew 2:2 says, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him." That's why how shall I say he's the morning star. Verse 3. Thank you, all. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Exactly. That's why they took the Bible out of school, because secular history will correlate. All right. You can't refute the even secular history. Okay. Now I'm gonna do some spiritual extrapolation here. Job 9:24. Okay. Really, guys, I ain't used no security on this thing forever. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. That's why the Lord said pride had deceived Esau, because they really thought they came out of the caves, out of the Caucasus Mountains, and ruled the world. No, it was biblical prophecy for you to do that because of our disobedience. Okay. And when it also goes on to say, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Remember where it says in Psalms 82:6, I say that ye are gods. When you go to the word God, you go into the word Allah, Allahayim, Allah, which means judges. We are judges because we have power to judge on earth. All right. Even the Lord said we will even judge angels. What's that? 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. So they cover our faces, The elder apostle Tahar was just speaking about it. The brother KDC was there on the first premiere. How he, matter of fact, at the beginning of the premiere, he was going into the Russian icons, and he was going into, even if you look at the coat of arms, there's a book called with Nature Knows No Color Line. The first coat of arms had dark skinned people on them. And a prime example, I know they ruled Europe for a very lengthy period of time, like over 1,000 some years. I knew a Jake in the world. His father was Sicilian. Jake, darker than Wesley Snipes, had dreads and all. His father was a Sicilian. His last name was Moran. And in the book Nature Knows No Color Line, lo and behold, there's a coat of arms with a dark face on it, and it says Moran. Right? So that's another prime example that he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Because then you had Rodrigo Borgia, the sixth Pope of Rome. He said, if I'm going to sit in the seat of God, then my son will be the son of God. And had his likeness, his image painted, Caesarea Borgia, and forced our people to believe in that. All right? So that right there fits who so well? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child of day. Prime example, let's go to Malachi. Another example. Malachi chapter 1, verse, I'm going to start at 3, get to the point. And I hated Esau and laid his, matter of fact, let me read the whole thing. You know what? Put some respect on this verse, man. These verses, forgive me, y'all. Malachi 1 and 1 on down. The bird of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you. That was a good precept. I don't know why you took it away, because the Spirit does bear witness with our spirit. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. But God is all love. How is that? Anyways, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. This point right here. And his heritage waste. What does that mean? Edom don't have any heritage. That's why they will say they were the Romans. They say they were the Greeks. Hell, I say I'm God. I'll say I'm the son of God, says Caesarea Borgia, the picture. Hell, we'll say we're the last samurai. All right. They'll say, they'll paint themselves to be the Egyptians, because of Alexandria and everything. But they will not say that they are the Edomites. They will not speak on those people. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, con. All right, no pressure. The water for that. Yup. Romans 8:16. The Spirit bear witness. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahawah. Exactly. And what is the Spirit? The Spirit is pretty much the word. What is it? John 6:63. YAHAWASHI said, the words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. They are true. These words are spiritual. That's why I say the Bible is a living organism. Because as we speak, it speaks. All right. that's tough. I like how I said that. It was the spirit though, right? So going on to verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, remember Esau and Edom is interchangeable. We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them, here comes the point, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Indignation is righteous anger. That's forever. The point I want to get at, the border of wickedness. All right. I just read Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked. The Lord said that Edom is the border of wickedness, the beginning of wickedness. Now you can go way back to Genesis, but we ain't gonna go that far. Now I had to go into the book of Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna get to the key points. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. All right. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. All of this you can find in secular history outside of the Bible. All of this. But it's written in the Bible. Remember, the Bible Destruction Group took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. The 1611 King James Version Bible, which I have right here in my hand. King James, who was the sixth king of Scotland, the first king of England, said that this is appointed to be read in all churches to this day by His Majesty. Okay? Now, let me get to the point. All right? I don't want to speak too long. KDC draw. First Maccabees 5:3. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau, the water, and Idumea had a Rabbatai because they besieged Gael, and he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoil. That's a good one. I'm be honest, that's my first time seeing that one. Hey, that's in the archives, the water, which proves Esau Edom was still around. That's right. Vocab won't leave us alone. All right, that's beautiful. But the reason why I'm bringing out these three books, these three precepts, because, well, should I say these passages, going into the wicked, who the wicked is. Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked. Malachi, the first chapter, speaks of who the border of wickedness is. And then First Maccabees is going to tell you who the wicked is according to secular history. Now, this is First Maccabees 1:9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them. Many years the evils were multiplied in the earth. Remember, there were four different provinces, I should say, or kingdoms. You had the Licinius, the Cassander, the Ptolemy, and the Seleucid. Those were the four heads of the generals, those who put their crowns on their heads, right? Here comes the point, y'all. This is what I want to get to. And there came out of them a wicked root, or like my grandma say, root. Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth, to be exact, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Because when you're looking at history, you have BC and AD. Sometimes it's BCE. BCE stands for before common era, and the numbers decline. So as the years go on, it will go from 300 BC, 200 BC, 100 BC. Then when it gets to so and so zero, or should I say the birth of our Lord, then it's AD, which stands for which is pronounced Anno Domini or Domini, which means the year of our Lord. Remember, 1,000 years to us is what? One day to the Lord, i.e., the year of our Lord, which could be any day now. So right. So the wicked is the so-called Antiochus Epiphanes would be a what? A Greco-Roman person, right? A so-called white man. Who's the wicked man? Esau Edom. They cover the faces of the judges thereof. How is it that the Lord said, make no images, and then you have this image of Cedric Borgia and forced it down the throat of our people? I mean, I ain't never seen no Chinese Messiah, no Arabian Messiah. I haven't seen no Hawaiian Messiah. But lo and behold, the entire world believe that the Messiah looks like a so-called white person. That's why when he speaks about the false prophet in the book of Revelation, we know he's talking about it. But anyhow, KDC dropped First Maccabees 5:65. Afterward went Judas forth with his brethren and fought against the children of Esau in the land toward the south. Why is that? Because in the book of the Maccabees, they're Edomites, Herod the Edomite, the Herodian dynasty, right? Okay, where he smote Hebron and the towns thereof, and pulled down the fortress of it, and burned the towers thereof round about. Khan, Shalom, Makwa, YAHAWASHI, Bashim, Kakadash, Barakathum. Brother Yerom Gabardra, Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. That's why the tribe of Dan is still in Israel. It's just been absorbed. All right. Yeah, they don't want that veil to be pulled down, but the veil already been pulled. I was just gonna say Isaiah 25:7. Isaiah 25:7. He will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast Job 9:24 covered the faces of the judges of the covering cast over all people in the veil that is spread over all the nations, which is why you even have people of other heathen nations that still believe Caesarea Borgia is the Messiah and how he looked. Stop playing. All right, beautiful. So we established that the Herodian dynasty, the Herodian people, that they're Edomites. Okay, all those people. Yo, spirit real heavy, man. All right, I need a forklift to pick it up. So let's get to let's get to the Jewish Isaiah. Once again, this is all for history and educational purposes. This has nothing to do with me being anti. How to say this for for YouTube, or in some cases YouTube. All right. So forgive me. Let me restart my Con, not Second Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. How is he doing that? He's doing that right now with us. He's doing us. Oh, these devils took it away. These devils took it away. These devils. Yeah, that really show it, man. Dang. Because in the Jewish Encyclopedia, 1925 edition, volume 5, page 41, states Edom is in modern Jewry. I remember off the top of my head because Elder Pascal Bar said it years ago. Edom is in modern Jewry. It says it right here if you look down. But I want to. It was something else I wanted to show you guys, but they don't want me to present it. When you go into the word modern, modern means present. Present talking about right now. So as of right now, there's someone on the earth saying that they are descended from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you that certain lineage. Why? Because certain when the Lord's people will go back in the land, all nations will follow the law. There will be no more wars. Hell, y'all still. Anyways, I'm not gonna hold y'all to that. You can look it up yourself. The Jewish Encyclopedia, 1925 edition, volume 41 states Edom is a modern Jewry. I'm gonna go over to the next tab, but let me read y'all precepts really quick. Yeremiah Gabarja, Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Exactly, because we're the light. Who lighteth a candle and hide it under a bushel? All right. Esau has not been done away with, vocal. Yeah, tell him that. He gonna argue that to his last breath. Now, this right here is a photo. Just pay attention. I gotta be careful what I say. On the left, it says Dresden, Ohio train crash. Dresden, Ohio, 1912. On the right, I'm not gonna say it, but you can see what it says in the red letters, right? Auschwitz, 1944. Don't both these pictures look similar, people? I just want you to look at it. And then I'm gonna go to the next picture. Because I gotta be careful what I say. Beautiful. Zechariah 9:6, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Ashdod is the fifth largest city in Israel. What is a bastard? You go to the bastard, it literally means fraudulent. But today's people say a bastard is a fatherless child. In other words, that scripture is pretty much saying that a fraud is living in that city or in the land. Once again, all educational purposes, YouTube. All right. Now, I want you to look at this next tab. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom in just a bit. If you look at the upper left corner of the picture of the photo, it says 1948 supporting the creation of Israel. It says supporting the creation of Israel. There's the Balfour Declaration, all right? Look that up. Balfour Declaration, Balfour Declaration. Auschwitz displays a memorial that mourns 4 million murdered. This was 1948. 1989, the USSR releases captured death registry volumes. Auschwitz quietly revised its plaque down to 1.5 million. Now, if you look at the bottom right corner of this photo, it says, "Wait a minute, a 2.5 million people mistake? Ernest Zundel and others are in prison for only questioning the Zionist number of 6 million. Was Israel created on a total lie?" Now, this is just a question. Like I said, all this information that I receive off the internet. All right, right? Yeah, pictures look the same. They just had different filter. KDC drop Ezekiel 7:24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. The Lord did not lie, and they shall possess their houses. Exactly. I will also make the pump of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Exactly, y'all. It's exactly what happened to our people. Hell, they had our people sacrificing swine on the altar. Okay, swine. Matter of fact, real quick, since you brought that out, it says remember it said that some people, this is First Maccabees 1:13, that certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So our people were following the custom of the heathen, which goes back to, what is that, Jeremiah 10, when the Lord said, be not dismayed at the signs of the heavens and follow not the way of the heathens, man. They forced our people to stop. Okay? It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Exactly. 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 The water for y'all bringing out those gorgeous precepts, man. Beautiful. I appreciate y'all, man. Okay? Y'all dropping some heavy precepts, man. Like I said, it's not touch in on this information because I don't care how much you don't believe that we are not the Hebrew Israelites. Even secular history itself proves that we are, and those who claim to be are not. All right. Now, this right here is from a book called The 13th Tribe. All right. Now, they have it. They have some of the information on here on the internet, but this is the actual book right here. I have the book here at my house. All right. This book is called The 13th Tribe by a Jewish rabbi by the name of Arthur Koestler. All right, Arthur Koestler. If I'm not mistaken, the way he died, think about it. He's a Jewish rabbi. He's pretty much the 13th tribe, pretty much saying, if the people today claim to be the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then there have to be a 13th tribe. That's pretty much why the book is called the 13th tribe. And if I'm not mistaken, they say the way he died was that him, his wife, and their dog both were found dead in their bed. I wonder why. They remind me of the time, and what was the movie, The Godfather, when he found a dead horse's head in the bed? Almost sounded like a hit, right? Or a threat. Anyways, let me read some of this passage before I close out. I want to make it long, but I had to bring this out. This book traces the history of the ancient Khazar Empire, a major but almost forgotten power in Eastern Europe, which in the Dark Ages, when we was ruling, became converted to Judaism or just took on our customs. Khazaria was finally wiped out by the forces of Genghis Khan, but evidence indicates that the Khazars themselves migrated to Poland and formed the cradle of Western Jewry. All right, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Yeah, man, y'all dropping them off. I'm gonna try and get to them in a minute, y'all. All right. The Khazars sway extended from the Black Sea to the Caspian, from the Caucasians, to the Volga, and they were instrumental in stopping the Muslims' onslaught against Byzantium, the eastern jaw of the gigantic pincer movement that in the west swept across northern Africa and into Spain. Now, the reason why I brought this out is because this is the part I really want y'all to pay attention to right here. I know I'm being long-winded, but you have to understand why I'm bringing this passage out. It makes so much more sense. And the second part of this book, The Heritage, remember, the 13th Tribe is the book I have right now. He has the second part of this book called The Heritage, which I don't have, which now that I know of, I may have to purchase. Mr. Koestler speculates about the ultimate fate of the Khazars and their impact on the racial composition and social heritage of modern Jewry. This is where it's going to start getting heavy. He produces a large body of meticulously detailed research in support of a theory that sounds all the more convincing for the restraint that which it is advanced. Yet, should this theory be confirmed, the term, quote, anti Semitism, unquote, will become void of meaning, since, as Mr. Kosler writes, it is based, quote, on a misapprehension shared by both the killers and the victims. What this man is saying, he has to use wordplay like I have to do at times. We do. The story of the Khazar Empire, as it slowly emerges from the past, begins to look like the most cruel hoax which history has ever perpetrated. Forgive me. So this man is pretty much saying, like, if these people are saying who they are, this has to be a great hoax. I'm only reiterating what this man has said. So don't hit me. All right. Jutu, don't hit me, Jutu. All right. And also a couple passages in this book. There's one passage in here as well. All right, listen to this. This is from the same book, page 173, reference 8. Could it be that the generally accepted view, according to which the German Jews once upon a time immigrated from France across the Rhine, is misconceived? The history of the German Jews of Ashkenazi Jewry must be revised. The errors of history are often rectified by linguistic research. Here comes the point. The conventional view of the erstwhile immigration of Ashkenazi Jews from France belongs to the category of historic errors which are awaiting correction. They ain't gonna correct it. Why? Because they're gonna hit you with anti-Semitism. And Elder Malcolm has said this, and I love it. He said, "History does." He says the truth does not need to be backed by law. There's no other law on earth that's literally protecting the whole nation of people from you saying you can't say that they are not them people. No. Only thing that come close to that is the alphabet group. And that's just based upon sexual orientation of what you define or classify yourself, what you want to be, defined as. Come on, man. Crazy out here. It's crazy. I see y'all jumping off these precepts, man. I'm gonna try and pick out a few of them. Beautiful. Yeromia dropped 1 Samuel 15:2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Exactly. Elder Pastor Gabar was speaking. Elder Pastor Star was speaking about that too. He was speaking about the video with okay, I won't leave us alone. Beautiful. Psalms 106:35. But we are mingled among the heathen and learn their works. Beautiful. Verse 36. And they serve their idols, which were a snare unto them. Exactly. Just like even today, even Jake, who know the Israelites, they still have that Star of David, quote unquote. It's not the Star of David. It's a star of Rephaim or something like that. Rephaim. All right, some kind of demon god. All right. Right, go Gomez, Romans 3:3. For what if some do not believe? Shall the unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? God forbid. Let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in the sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Exactly. Psalms 137:7 from KDC. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation of, which means erase it. And that's what happened if you read the book of Maccabees, man. His spirit speaking expressly, brother. That's right. Let me get back to it really quick. Also, listen to this. This is also from the book, from Arthur Koestler. Yiddish is a curious amalgam of Hebrew, medieval German, Slavonic, and other elements written in Hebrew characters. Now that it is dying out, it has become a subject of much academic research in the United States and Israel, but until well into the 20th century, it was considered by Western linguists as merely an odd jargon, hardly worth serious study. So they even tell you that the quote unquote Hebrew they speak today, Yiddish, is an amalgamation of like pronunciations from Hebrew, German, Slavonic, and other elements, man. Okay? So, with that being said, I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to bring out some of the precepts I already had set up. Like this precept right here. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? This right here is presumably talking about us. But then it goes into speaking about Esau, Edom as well. It's a twofold precept. Because our people have inherited lies. And then we start to make gods unto ourselves. Right? But then Esau has inherited lies. And what they've come to realize is that you are not descendant from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. Oh man, shalom, beloved. Elder Yashua, but YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, Bashim Kakadash Barakatah. Right? So even Esau know that what they have was a lie, but John 8 and 44. And remember, like the elders would say, this is a twofold precept because this is really talking about our people in John 8 and 44. Remember, I had to restart my computer, so hopefully up, y'all. Forgive me. So this is St. John chapter 8, verse 44. And it reads, bear with me for a moment, forgive me, y'all. I'm kind of all over the place. It says, ye are your father, the devil. And when you go into that word devil, it go back to I think it's the Latin word diablos, which means liar or slanderer. All right. Ye are your father, the devil, and the lusts of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Think about Cain and Abel. That's why we say Cain is pretty much Esau, Edom, because that curse that was put on him was of leprosy. Okay. And abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. So when we speak of truth, they call it a lie. Think about it. I mean, even today in modern times, they have something called misinformation, medical misinformation. All right. It's like, you know, or they try to have like people that will try to monitor. And if we speak in truth, they'll say it's a lie. They'll tag you. They'll take a page down. You know, so they'll flag you. They'll take a page down. Right. Anyways, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And one of the biggest lies is going back to Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. I think Elder Malcolm just did a video on the Russian icons, and Elder Apostle Har's first premiere. Elder Apostle Har dropped the premiere. And then as he going in, and then as I'm watching that premiere, he dropped the second premiere while that premiere still riding. I'm like, dang, Elder. But in that first premiere, he went into the icons, man. And like I said, you look into the book, Nature Knows No Color Line. The coat of arms had dark-skinned people on them, man. That was us, all right? They covered our faces, and then they presented themselves to being the God's people or the Israelites, man, okay? I see you, KDC. Isaiah 32 and 6. For the vile person will speak villainy. Beautiful. That's beautiful. And his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. They remind me of Micah 2 and 1, if somebody would like to. And to utter error against the Lord. Man, this is heavy. Many times I read this chapter, I guess I don't know why this resonated with me. To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Man, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. And every time I see to destroy the poor or the poor, it reminds me of Revelation. What is it? Revelation 2 and 9, where the scripture says, I know thy poverty and tribulation. I know that thou art poor and thy poverty and thy tribulation, but thou art rich. What makes us rich? The inheritance. Well, what did the Lord say in Psalms 2 and 6, if I'm not mistaken? Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for an inheritance. And we inherit all people Hell, we gonna get the earth in addition, because the earth was made for our sakes. Going back to second Esdras, man. Okay, so let's get back over here. I'm gonna read this again. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and the bold not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Hey, what is said in what is it, Psalms 53? It says the no Psalms 58 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb to go about speaking a lie. And I broke down who the wicked was earlier in the live stream. Job 9:24, the earth given to the hands of the wicked. Malachi, the first chapter, I think the fourth verse, where it says Esau's the board of wickedness. Then I went into First Maccabees, the first chapter, I think it was like the 11th verse, if I'm not mistaken, where it's no, the ninth verse, where it says that the wicked root which came out of Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth, which would be Esau Edom, which goes back to the Herodian dynasty, Herod being the Edomite. You just can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Like Kevin Samuel said, you can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the op for dropping Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Remember, Job 9:24, the earth gave them power. That's why the Lord, Yahweh gave them power. I said the earth. Yahweh, not Gaia. Yahweh gave them power. Okay? And that's why the Lord said, pride has deceived thee. But guess what? Pride go up before destruction. Right? And you even bless the Lord. What is it? Zechariah 11:5. You said, blessed be the Lord God, because he said, because we were sold unto you, you became rich, and our shepherds pitied us not. Meaning that these false prophets and preachers inside these churches don't even pity us, man. All right. That's right, brother. Yahweh, Yahawashi, not a lie. Get it? Yeah, the numbers. Yep, numbers 2, 3, and 19. I see. Brother Gomez dropped Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience, which also means suffering, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Because in these last days, if you don't have the Ruach HaKodah on you, which also in addition comes with faith. I mean, that's a catch-22. You can't have the Ruach HaKodah without faith, and vice versa. You can't have faith without the Ruach HaKodah. If you don't have that on you, you're not going to be confident in these last days, because the Spirit going to lead you to the Bible. I mean, look at all the turmoil that's going on throughout the earth. All right, I'm talking about flash floods. I'm talking about the earthquake just hit in China, lockdowns. Millions of people millions of people in America finna get evicted, man. All right, a lot of people quitting their jobs, and then on top of the people losing their jobs, you having more brush fires over in California. The price of food is just skyrocketing. Remember the time gas was almost out of hand? People was quarreling and fighting just to get food. People are hoarding food over in China right now, man. Okay, there's a lot of contention going out over there in the Middle East. It just every cardinal direction you look at on the earth, man, it's just an absolute chaos. But that's a beautiful thing, because the destruction of this kingdom will bring the insurrection of our kingdom, which is already set for us. Yahawashi said it. Our kingdom is set for us in waiting. Okay? Yeah, that Romans 15:4 was on point. That's heavy. Yeah, that was. Yep, that's right. Isaiah 33:6. I ain't gonna keep out too long, but y'all keep throwing what they call it? Y'all keep throwing I keep throwing wood on the fire, man. All right, let me just say that. And Isaiah 33:6 from KDC. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. And what is fear? The beginning of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It just goes hand in hand. Because fear goes back to reverence, man. It goes back to reverence. This is all fear means, to go back to reverence, to respect, to honor. All right? And then what comes with that? Obey. Okay? Not verse 2 day. KDC dropped second Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. Amen. Y'all brothers working in unison, man. The spirit is beautiful. Because Gomez dropped the second verse. Second Esdras 9:2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein Yahweh will begin to visit the world which he made beautiful. And the Lord started doing that. I speak as a man though. The Lord started really doing that. Started with Abba Bivens, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? If you really ask me, that's when I thought the Lord really started with Abba Bivens, man. So let's go to Second Ezra. Hey, that's beautiful because this is a precept I want to bring out too. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Right. Verse 28. As for faith, like I said, if you ain't got these in the last days, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. That's right. That's right. Bear with me for a moment. What this is? Okay, yeah. Yeah, spirit. That's what I call it. Spirit. This is Hosea chapter 1:10. How we are coming into the light. Matter of fact, it's beautiful for me to say that about Abba Bivens, who is the prophet Elijah, because Malachi the 4th chapter said that Elijah would turn the hearts of the sons to the fathers. And that's what happened to us. Brought us back to the light because we was in that gross darkness, my brother. Like how you said earlier. All right. Hosea 1:10. Yet the number, I'm reading this because of the whole Balfour Declaration, the 1948s and whatnot, right? Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, your name is no longer Kunta, your name is Toby. There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. So yeah, they call us Negro, niggers, or Puerto Rican, Ecuadorian, Venezuelan, West Indian. They call us Indian, hell, Native American. They call us everything under the damn sun. Remember, under the sun. Remember what it says. They go about speaking a lot of their own. But our respective tribes. But like I said, in the place where it said we are not the Lord's people, right here, we telling you to this day that we are the sons of the living God. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Right. All right. KDC drop. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And it's being increased right now for the line that goeth throughout the earth. Psalm 19. Listen, everything is for our sakes. I mean, how the heck the Lord said his angels was gonna gather the elect from the four winds of the earth. But how the heck were we gonna get all how the heck were we gonna reach to all of the elect throughout the four winds of the earth? Psalms 19. And you know what's so beautiful about the spirit? New York has, like I'm in Florida, so our slogan down here is the Sunshine State. They refer to New York as the Empire State. And guess what? Your empire started there because the first auctioning block started there. And guess when the Lord started dismantling you? Right up there, like in Connecticut in that era. Because what's really the headquarters of all of Israel? The elders of Great Millstone. Hands down, those are the elders of all of Israel. I don't care what nobody say. So really, as you started your empire there, the Lord started crumbling your empire from there. From within out. YAHAWASHI. All right. So I'm gonna read KDC precept, and I'm gonna close it after I read this last my last couple of precepts. Ezekiel 37:10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came unto them beautiful, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Beautiful. That remind me of Philippians, the first chapter, where it said, for me to live is gain, but for me to die is to be with YAHAWASHI. In other words, pretty much Paul was saying, like, I'd rather be with YAHAWASHI right now, but for me to live is to gain you, your faith and your respect. Because we was dead in that same chapter. It said we were dead without YAHAWASHI. And that breath is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That breath that the Lord gave and breathed into knowledge was the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. Anyway, let me close out with these last two precepts. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Not a Bethel declaration. The Lord was going to do it. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The strangers will be the other Israelites, man. All right? And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord. Is that happening right now? For service and handmaids. Listen to this part. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over the oppressors. They're not doing that right now. We're going to do that because the Lord going to put us in our land, and we're going to take the heathen. Remember, asking me, and I shall give thee the heathens for an inheritance, and we shall possess them like we have been a possession unto them. All right. So pretty much, I had to go into a little bit on Herod the Edomite, just a little portion on the 48ers, because I got a lot more information on them I can go into, but I don't want to get flagged. I don't want my page again to take it down because I think it's more important for me to continue to push this word and to try and prove that one point, which we all know, but I just for the sake of argument, vocab just struck a nerve. I was like, man, let me do this video, all right? And also going into the Jewish Encyclopedia, all right, and also going into a little bit more about how the Lord said He was going to put us into our land, and not them having it written and being accepted by a man. All right. So with that being said, I pray that y'all was edified and fed. Stay in the spirit. Don't fear it. Just endure it. Ask for forgiveness. Pray without ceasing. Stay humble. Remain diligent. Kwame Allah. Walk up a ball. Shalom. Barakatah Yahawah. Barakatah Yahawashai. Barakatah Yahawah. Barakatah Yahawashai. Barakatah Yahawah. Barakatah Yahawashai. Yahawah. Bahasham. Yahawashai. Bahasham. Rabakah Kodash. Babakashah. 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 Shalat. Barakim. Chasadium. Wa Shalawam. Laha. Bakharim. Shah Yasha'Allah. Wa Shalat. Mashapatyam. Lahamalakwat. Shah Adawam. Aman. I ask the Lord to please send blessings, mercy, and peace to the elect of Israel, and to send judgments to the kingdom of Edom. All right. Esau is the end, and Jacob is the beginning. Right. Shalom. Shalom. Yep. Abba Ball, Baraki, and Wam Kapar. Right. Yep. The water. Hey, Shabbat Shalom to you all. Shalom. Ahabiyatah. Habiyatah. Shalom. Spirit heavy, man. Need a forklift. And the water, y'all about Shalom.